The Max Biocare Research Park in Yannar is home to a really large biodiversity. We have a very large library of sages and salvias, a number of eucalyptus trees, melaleucas, but our major project here is to do with bees, and we've got a very large number of people from the local area coming down and learning all about bees today.
To manage bees properly, you need to join a local club or find a local beekeeper that will help you with all of this.
I do enjoy working with beginners and passing on the knowledge. Much of it was passed on to me when I was a young fella. I think it's more important now than ever that the long-gained experience on how to manage hives correctly is passed on to the next generation, particularly now because I think we're facing challenging times.
In this area, there are very few primary school science programs actually going on. They can't afford it. So with funding from Max Biocare, we started a science program for primary school students. They paid for all the equipment, they paid for a teacher, they have paid for all the busing as well, which is really, really important because without that, the schools basically just wouldn't get here.
When they get off the bus, they will suit up, go down, see a hive, come back, then they will do a worksheet, name the parts of the bee that they can identify and tick off, just so that they are assisted to look more deeply. Max Biocare has provided really high-tech microscopes that primary schools wouldn't get a budget for. So we like to give them something that they can't normally experience.
What we want to do is give them that little spark when they're very young to then hopefully that they go further with their science when they get into, say, secondary school. When the students come in, they absolutely love it. They are so engaged and we're getting lots of very, very good feedback.
The children that came through the beekeeping groups, they were usually dreading bees and beekeeping generally until after the event. And then they were all over it. They thought it was great.
Obviously, bees are super important to the ecosystem, and if the bees disappear, then everything else will disappear too. So having people understand that we need to take care of the bees and we need to make sure that the bee populations thrive is super important. But then beyond that, teaching practical skills and having that knowledge passed on and having a network for the children that come down here to learn from, that's a really, really important grassroots initiative. That's really one of the major reasons behind the Max Biocare Research Parks, and being able to be a big part of that really makes all of this worthwhile.